Imagine the year 363 AD. The Roman Empire, one of the greatest powers of the ancient world, was preparing for a decisive invasion of Persia. Leading this massive campaign was Julian, a young and ambitious emperor who believed he could accomplish what many Roman rulers before him had failed to do: defeat Persia once and for all. On the other side stood Shapur II, the powerful king of the Sasanian Empire. A seasoned ruler and military strategist, Shapur had spent decades defending his realm against Rome. Julian crossed the Euphrates River with an army of more than 60,000 soldiers and marched deep into Persian territory. Fortresses fell, towns were captured, and Roman morale soared. It seemed that victory was within reach. But Shapur II had a different strategy. Rather than meeting the Romans in a massive open battle, he chose patience. Persian forces destroyed supplies, evacuated resources, and avoided unnecessary confrontations. The deeper the Romans advanced, the more isolated they became. Soon, the harsh heat of Mesopotamia, the shortage of food, and constant attacks by Persian cavalry began to wear down Julian's army. The Romans found themselves trapped in hostile territory, far from their supply lines. Then came the turning point. Near present-day Samarra, Persian forces launched a series of fierce attacks. A chaotic battle erupted. Dust filled the air as soldiers fought desperately on both sides. During the fighting, Julian entered the battlefield without his full armor. In the confusion of combat, a spear struck him in the side. The Roman emperor collapsed. A few hours later, Julian was dead. The man who dreamed of conquering Persia had fallen on Persian soil. His death shattered Roman morale. Stranded deep inside enemy territory, the Roman army faced a terrible reality. Without its emperor and surrounded by Persian forces, it had little choice but to negotiate. Shapur II seized the opportunity. The Romans were forced to sign a humiliating peace treaty, surrendering important border territories and several strategic fortresses to the Sasanian Empire. It became one of the greatest victories of Shapur's reign and one of the most painful defeats in Roman military history. The conflict between Julian and Shapur II was more than just a war. It was a clash between two superpowers of the ancient world. And in the end, patience, strategy, and experience prevailed over ambition. More than 16 centuries later, the story of Julian's final campaign remains one of history's most dramatic examples of how even the mightiest armies can be defeated when they underestimate their opponent. The Roman Empire came seeking victory, but it was Shapur II who emerged as the true victor.